Okay, good. Keep up the pace. It's a fun little car, this one. The 2020 Toyota Yaris GR by Toyota GR Racing got popular and sold more than 40,000 worldwide, with half of that, 20,000, in Europe. A 99% customer satisfaction was a good enough proof that this rally-derived car was a perfect recipe for hungry drivers that wanted something small, neat, and fun that was also reliable. So Toyota wanted to take it even further, and this 2024 model is the result with significant updates. Increased power up to 280 horsepower, 390 Nm of torque, a brand new quick-shifting 8-speed automatic gearbox, a redesigned cockpit with inputs taken straight from professional racing and rally car drivers, strengthened suspension and body rigidity, full-time all-wheel drive and selectable drive modes, circuit spec with powertrain cooling package as standard, and also special editions by world rally champs Ogier and Rovanperä. And on display, a look into future possible fuel alternative model that runs on hydrogen to make it carbon neutral. The Circuit de la Quai seems very inviting, so let's head out and have a taste of the improved GR Yaris. Alright, so now we're getting out in the track in the new GR Yaris, so it's pumped up a little. A new track, just had a quick session of how it looks, what type of lines. This track has potential, but they've coned it out, so it becomes a little slower, not that quick. Let's see how it feels. Great. Shifts about really good. Mighty grip in this new one. Extremely good. Can push it out a little. Get down, take down the speed. Through it here. Traction control and everything is, turned off. It's a rather quick car, this track suits it rather well. Quick in its changes. Sounds good, this 3-cylinder engine. And on the brakes. The brakes, they are powerful. Now it's quick in its steering. Wow, it is responsive, very responsive. But it's quick. The body control of it is just great. It feels very composed. I just like the control. The steering is super rapid. The power, well, you can feel that there is a little more torque from the previous one. It becomes, fun on the road. Here, well, it's not lost. It's there, but it doesn't have that much power. So you don't reach crazy speeds, really. And let's just let it out here fully. 7,000 RPM. And hard on the brakes. So we get through here. Really good. No, it's quick. It's really quick in its response. And yeah. Brakes are good. It doesn't weigh that much, this car. I just love this one. Wow, it is quick through here. It is really quick through here. Now we got the momentum and the temp. A little better. Yep. Need to know where the pace is, but it gives you some confidence. But of course, it becomes a little understeery. So cool down now. Okay, so I wasn't talking that much while driving. I need to focus on this track, but it has some power. It has a little bit more torquiness to it, which feels, good. I like the layout. It is more clear here. Just what they've done with the cockpit. It is cut off here. It's been lowered. You have a lot more at your disposal as a driver. It's not cluttery at all, just focused, and also this new TFT screens in front of you are more clear, so you get all the digits, you know where the revs are. Of course, an analog speedometer and rev counter, always very clear, but this one, it's just good. You get your G meter, you get all the temperatures of the oil, of the battery, the cooling, and all of that. So that's just great. And you get that big display of what gear you're in. So it's very logically and well laid out for being a race car, because it is. So they've taken all their professional drivers in rally and also racing car drivers to really let them design it a bit or enhance it a bit of how it should be laid out, and it works really well. It is very focused, and you sit a lot lower in this one, so I really appreciate that. And the steering wheel, it doesn't feel like you're sit and have it under you. You have it in front of you a bit better now. Okay, so now we're going out in the manual one. Let's see how this feels. Of course, it's much more fun manually driven cars, but why? Is it really more fun? Well, you're more engaged, you're more involved, but you're not quicker. So let's just see how this feels. And of course, it's fun. The brakes, they are there in this car, and you get this little rev matching function as well. This one is just great. It's got so much grip, this one. Can keep it on in third, doing a short shift. Need to push it tight in here. Out on the curbs. Pushing the brakes a little there. You can go real quick in this one. Just in third still. Now we're in a special edition version called Sebastian Auger. My name is Sebastian as well, and let's see if the two names go well together. It has a bit more, you know, special drift capability, or is a bit more tone for rear wheel drive, but it's about the same as the other ones. We're gonna have that one, so we get a little blip. Let's push it out and keep second up here, because we know that this section here is a little tighter, but it works well. Let's short shift down here so it cools down, keep up the pace, and I just think that it is a much more fun car with the manual gearbox, this one. You can let it out. There it is. Just let off the throttle a little. Put that one on. Get in here. We're still in third. Keep that one. And push it all the way out, but the momentum is not enough. So that's a tricky corner. And here, double stepped on the brake, which is not that effective, but I haven't really figured that one out. And here, just keep it in. Keep it tight. All the way through. Keep it tight, keep it tight. There we are. Let off a little and push it out on the curbs again. Brake, and it bites a little this curve here. And here we are. It has such good mechanical grip, and then you get into this small section here. And here you need to get down on second. It's a great car. And then we get up here again. On the rev limiter, pretty cool. But this is nice. Cool it down again. We touch the curbs. If they could just remove all of these cones, then this would be just such a phenomenal track. But let's keep it safe. There we are. I'm getting down on second this time, actually, because I want to get that power out. Feed out the power when all that understeer comes in. We're double brake again. Down, second. Such good grip. I mean, look at this. We're almost at the grass here. Yep. Let's see how it feels out on the country roads. I mean, this car is built to be used every day, all year around, and to have fun with on occasions. Driving like this in normal on a rather smooth road. It feels like almost any Yaris. Just need to unclick this speeding indication warning. Don't like that. Some cars really show off how good they are when you can quickly switch that off. In some cars you need to dig into systems because it is a safety function nowadays. Talked about that on the track. You sit a lot better in this car now. You sit lower. The steering position and the steering wheel is set in a much better position. You were riding a bit more on the previous version. You also get a better side out. I really like how they've reshaped this one. It's been lowered. You have a better vision out. You don't see the edges of the car as much as you did on the predecessor. That was rally toned in its personality. So that's good because you really need to see where you put it. But this becomes a little more racy, even though it has the pedigree of being a little rally car. Also some quicker access to some functions here. The hazard lights, how to start it. Well, that isn't maybe big of an improvement. But then you can also push this to spray some water or spray some cooling on the intercooler. That's good if it's very, very hot. And everything is being lifted a little more here. This automatic gearbox, let's set it into sport now then. A little knob here, get it into sport. Yeah. Let's just see how this reacts. And it gives a little kick. On the track you feel that. Out here on the road, yeah. It is a little nippy car. It's not super fast, but it did its job on the racetrack, I think. The mechanical grip is just great. The body control is great. You can get a little out of hand if you brake very hard into a corner, so you really need to keep it straight, or you need to just be quick in your steering inputs and know your car. But it was a lot of joy, of course, and I like this new cluster down here. It's very race inspired. You can see this long line of rev counter, so it indicates a little outside the line of vision because you need to keep your eyes on the circuit, the track, or the road. But then you can see very clearly of what gear you're in. So this has been a popular car since it was launched in 2020. 40,000 units has been sold worldwide, and in the aftermarket, custom market segment, people have done a lot with these cars, and they can take so much punishment. And that's the thing that they've done at Toyota. They've tested it to the very destruction limit, and that's just good because it becomes a very reliable car. Piston also broke. That's just what they had to show us. So this is a reliable car, and this character of the engine still the most powerful 3-cylinder 1.6 liter production engine in the world. So it has character, it has oomph, and the oomph is a little up from 260 to 280. Newton meters has been raised from 360 to 390, so a little stronger. Nothing that you really notice because you still need to maintain the right gear in the right corner. But I think on the country roads, maybe it is a little more fun. I had a lot of fun when I drove the previous version on the country roads. It just works great there. Taking it out on a gravel road, getting it out on the tarmac, and in the snow, well, it's even more fun there. So it's a very versatile car, a small versatile car. But the price has stepped up a little. When it was introduced, it cost about 430,000 Swedish crowns. Yeah, about 40,000 euros, a little less, a little more, depending on where in the world you are. Then it became a little more expensive for 2023. And now this 24-25 model cost a little over 600,000 Swedish crowns. That is a lot of money. It sits in its own segment, but still, I don't know if I would choose one of these, even though it's fun. So, but you can talk about that all day. It's a cheeky car, it's a fun car, it's a capable car, and it's a reliable car. And I think, considering that, well, maybe the price starts to align, but I think it still is a lot of money for a small car. It's pretty quick She told me when I was standing talking to one of the representatives, she says that this is more, the downshifts have more character of a Mercedes AMG. And I just drove that a couple of weeks ago, 1.5 weeks ago, the new AMG GT63. And it is not that quick on the upshifts, but on the downshifts, a little quicker, but it has about the same character. It's not super quick like a PDK from Porsche, not at all. These are blisteringly fast. It has a bit more mechanical feel to it. This one, the plastic paddles here, it comes directly from like a Toyota Corolla or something, so they could have done something about that. It doesn't ooze of character there. It's there, it's perfectly fitted because you have this grip, but it could have been a bit longer. But yeah, it's a growly tone to the engine, so of course it's entertaining. Good steering wheel as always, good graphics here, updated this new system, and you needed to update that. And good, I think it's more touch and it's quick now. Yeah, it has the processor from the new Corollas, from the Lexuses and all of that. You had those small buttons on the previous version, which almost was, you know, felt like a toy button, almost loose in some way. Much more clean in this one. Chassis has been strengthened up, springs has been strengthened up, and it has a bit more newton-meters because there's some more bolts throughout its bodywork. So it's a bit more stiff car. So out on the motorway, we drive in track. I just set it in the sportiest mode. I always like that in a sporty car. Why should you fiddle about? Okay, let's floor it. See if there's some top speed to this one. So 200, yeah, it's very stable. We've been driving fast enough on the track, so this is not fun driving on the motorway, but it's very stable. It's not like a small car like this is. Like it waves from side to side in any way. It's very, very stable. So this gearbox, it's okay. It lacks a little feel. It's more like that plastic clicky thing that you hear. So a little lack of that, but the gearbox itself, it's great. It's very smooth. It doesn't give you any kicks, maybe a little synthetic kick. It's not that it takes you to a whole new dimension of GR Yaris in any way. It's just refined. There's some great parts. Brakes, they are strong, so for those type of roads it is a very fun car. Of course, you can't say anything else. I like it. These are very nice roads. They've picked nice roads, but this can take a little more beating on some more torn up B roads as well, I think. And the fun thing is, I just wanted to slate that manual gearbox and be very happy with this automatic because it's good, it's quick, it's smooth. And I said that when I went out on the track. Choose the automatic, it will be better. But when driving those 3 laps with the manual gearbox, I needed to withdraw that because it is much more fun. In this specific car, the manual gearbox is more involving because people talk that much about having a manual gearbox. Oh, you're so much more involved, it's so much more fun. It always isn't. But in this one, it is.